Pick a card. What needs healing in your heart? This is a collaboration with the lovely Helen, Eye of the Serpent Tarot. Go see her channel. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another collaboration with the lovely Helen from Eye of the Serpent Tarot. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by. Thank you so much. I'm super excited. Now, Helen is going to be doing a reading, and hers is going to be about what happiness and joy does your heart, is your heart ready to receive? So the happiness and joy that your heart is ready to receive, and she gives incredible, phenomenal insight. I definitely encourage you guys all to go watch her reading if you haven't already. And what I will be doing is, what healing does your heart need right now? So we're going to explore that and get some really good messages. We're also going to be looking at what is transforming, what is helping this transformation, okay? And then how can you help this along? So we have a lot of things to cover. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and make some choices here. So, what does your heart need right now? What healing does your heart need right now? This will be pile 1. This will be pile 2. And this will be pile 3. I will leave a picture of them if you need a little bit more time. Otherwise, I will see you at your reading. Hi pile 1, welcome to my channel. If you missed the intro, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another collaboration with the lovely Helen. And Helen is from Eye of the Serpent Tarot here on YouTube. Please be sure to check out her channel. You will be completely amazed, I guarantee you. So with that, pile number 1, you chose protection. Set personal boundaries, okay, with the number 26. And pile number 1, I always think about you as being your personal power and how that manifest to the outside world. And number 6, I can't help but think of the 6 of Wands with victory. If you guys know a little bit about tarot, and I assume you do, then I feel like that is what we are dealing with here. We are going to get some more messages for you, and even though this seems pretty clear cut, I want to get a little bit more. So for pile 1, I'd like to know a little bit more about the healing that their heart needs right now, with setting personal boundaries, with protection. Why is this card here, please? What do we need to know for pile 1? Thank you. And one more. We're not doing the reversals on this baby, but we are taking the jumpers. The habit of dependency. What? Okay. The habit. Let's set that here. And the Emperor. Actually, these fit in quite nicely together. If I can prop that up, that is. So first of all, I kind of want to zoom in a little bit. Pile number 1, there is definitely a lot going on with you. Now, personal boundaries is something that is a term that gets thrown about quite a bit. I'm even seeing a throne right here, and it's echoing the feeling right here. So with the personal boundary thing, it's like even the ocean needs a set of boundaries in order not to overflood the world, basically. And with the throne being right here, I kind of feel like somebody has made it their mission, their choice, to be on a throne, basically to make you subservient. Now, you could be seeing this recurring theme throughout your life with different people, different faces, different masks. And I think that you've kind of fallen in line with that, but now you are incredibly unhappy, and that is no longer the case. That is not going to work well with you any longer. And I feel like this could have eroded your self-esteem, of course, because it's really difficult to build on a foundation that you don't have boundaries set, where you don't feel safe, where you don't feel comforted, where you don't feel like it is just your personal space and you can do whatever in there. And within those confines, you are secure. Nothing is going to happen to you. Now, with all of these here, I feel like there's just a lot of eyes on you. There have been a lot of eyes on you. And I feel like this could have been even like romantic eyes. But in the end, things, because I see two people yelling right here, I feel like in the end, it wound up being a scenario where maybe you got a lot of backlash and people being angry with you. And that was a way to control and push those boundaries back if you did try to establish them. Okay, so that's for someone out there. So let's see a little bit more about it. With the Emperor right here, I definitely feel like this is talking about, again, somebody taking up the throne. And this is about sovereignty, yeah. So really establishing your own sovereignty. And I feel like you could be somebody who has had difficulty like establishing, obviously, your boundaries right here. And that's why we see the spikes on her back almost. And it could be, I mean, she's very delicate looking, and even those spikes don't really seem ominous at all. And so you've done a lot to protect yourself. And it could be saying that you've only been able to kind of sometimes like turn snarky or utilize, I feel like the word, basically like your words, in order to kind of push people back, but not know how to really hold boundaries. And this is important, because if we don't know how to hold them, then there's not a lot we can do to establish our territory. Now with the Emperor, of course, I feel like this is the Emperor stating, well, you know, I'm the ruler of everything. And it could have been when you were growing up and things like that, you know, it was like you're better off seen and not heard, that kind of a thing, or you had no privacy, or maybe your room got ransacked by parents that just, you know, were well-meaning and wanted the best for you, but they were nosy into all of your business every time. Yeah, no privacy is what I'm getting right here. And the habit is dependency. And I feel like dependency on maybe other people to call the shots, or to allow them to really state what it is that this empire looks like. Let's call it empire. If you have an empire, you have many different castles and you have many different rulers and things like that, but then they answer to kind of one. Yeah, so I feel like in this case, you've had many different people want to set up as the Emperor, and you've kind of attracted that energy. So that's what needs healing right now, is just knowing that you are sovereign, that you have the right for personal boundaries, whatever that looks like to you. And it doesn't make a difference what other people think or how they feel about it. With this, I see all this like white and this misty area, and her hair hiding her eyes as well. I just kind of feel like you are very pure-hearted and very gentle and very loving, and you want like the best for everybody. And it's reminding me of kind of like the daily reading for this week, one of the ones that I pulled. But I feel like you haven't been able to really grow and develop because you've been in survival mode. A lot of you guys have been. Now, if this is your story, then you kind of know that, yeah, it's my reading. And if it's not, you can look at the other ones and see what cost you. No problem. But I am going to tell you that this is a time for a profound change. And what is changing is that you're no longer hunched over and saying, okay, I need self-protection. This is you becoming the Emperor and saying, you know, in my house, this is how we do things. And in my world, this is what's acceptable. So maybe in your world, you know, it was acceptable to be seen and not heard, or whatever the case may be, but that is no longer the case. And this dependency of having a template, you are breaking that. You are no longer doing that. For some of you guys, and this could be a little bit dark, and I'm sorry about that, but I mean, obviously her arm is cut here. And this could be stating that some of you guys have endured some really horrific abuse. And if it's not like physical abuse, maybe psychological, emotional, physical, all of it. it doesn't make a difference. It's still abuse. And so my heart definitely goes out to you. With that cut though, I just also see like self-inflicted wounds. Like you have punished yourself because of these things. Like you punish yourself for not being able to adhere to what is being demanded of you, but you also punish yourself for not being able to take your power and stand up and say no, right? Oh my gosh. And so we have the victory card right here. And I'm going to tell you that this is a time, because this has really greatly affected your heart. Like, how can you ever share anything if you don't have privacy, if you don't have the safety of something secure that you can just kind of count on in order to kind of work through things or be yourself or let down your guard? I feel like it is high time that you're able to let down your guard. Maybe you've been in guard mode for a long time. Why is this not coming clear? Pardon. And that has definitely affected your happiness, okay? And that's not what we want to encourage anymore. That's the best I can do, you guys. I'm not sure why this camera is like all wonky. But yeah, I feel like even in your victory right now, I feel like this is a time that you could be coming out of all that you could have set boundaries, whatever that looks like to you, and you could have said, you know what, the buck stops here, we are done. And you definitely have victory right here. The word down here is victory, even though the camera's not picking it up. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna throw the tripod on the floor. But right here with a white horse, I just feel like you still have like incredibly pure motives and things like that. And I feel like this is saying that you're divinely supported. However you decide to do things, you are in the right to take back your power and just to really make use of it as you see fit. With the two cats here, I feel like you're divinely intuitive. Like your intuition knows no bounds. And now you're owning up to the fact that you have sovereignty, that you are the emperor, empress. It doesn't make a difference, that you are not dependent on anything but your own decisions and your mindset. And so I see that this is a victory, but also I'm feeling like your heart needs to heal a little bit, because even though you've made great strides and great victory, people have not celebrated that. Now, I kind of want to state the obvious. I know that you guys know this because, you know, I mean, you're coming to these channels and you have great insight already, but the people that oppress you are not going to be the ones that are going to celebrate your release. The people that oppress you are not going to be the ones that cheer you on when you get on the right path and they're like, yeah, that's a right of freedom, go for it. Hell no. They're going to be throwing up those drawbridges, and they're going to hope that you fall into the moat, right? They want to keep you in prison. That is the whole point, because you, according to them, need to be adhering to their rules and their ideas. Now, what is being celebrated is a little bit like behind the scenes. You could have like a handful of people that are like, yeah, you got this. You're kind of going the right way. And don't forget that we are here for you, that kind of a thing. But it could feel like a shallow, hollow victory. I'm hearing hollow victory. And I feel like part of the reason for that is simply that when you're just getting out of trauma, and I don't feel like you guys have left this situation immediately. I feel like you're just now leaving, or you know, you're trying to make plans or establish these boundaries. But I feel like, yeah, I feel like there could be a loss that you were mourning, that you were trying to heal from with this bucket. It feels like a bucket of water here. And that to me is always about emotion. So it is a time that you are being celebrated on the down low, okay? But it's also a time that you're going to mourn things that you lost. And you may ask, well, what am I losing? Imprisonment or being held by the throat, or, you know, being controlled or being looked at and watched every minute of the day. Yeah, there are those things, but also what you're losing is what you know, what you have known. Maybe you're also mourning like an illusion of what we had or what we wish could have been, of facing reality that it's never going to be. I guess copacetic is a word I'm hearing, or it's never going to be a matter of, okay, I'm going to live and let live kind of a thing. No, it's going to be under strict rulership. And so there's a lot of ideals and ideas that need to, I don't want to say die, but they need to really be transformed in order for your heart to really, really heal. Okay, allow yourself that time to mourn, because it is well warranted. Keep in mind, when we make any big changes, we undergo a lot. Anytime there's a big change, it's good to pause and kind of regroup, okay? So let's see what's helping this transformation. I'd like to know what is helping this transformation, please, for pile number 1. What's helping this transformation to heal your heart, please? 2 cards. Ha, moving away. That's what's up. You're moving or leaving the situation. Sayonara. If you haven't already, then baby, you will. Now, I'm going to say that while this can sound a little bit hype and idealistic, moving away and things like that, and it is a reality, also keep in mind one thing to put on your belt as a notch of confidence is you have all of these swords in that bow. So everything that you've experienced thus far is not going to go to waste. You are bringing back those scars, right? These scars right here, whether they were given to you, whether self-inflicted, it doesn't make a difference. You're taking away all of your experiences. You have knowledge there, you have wisdom there, and you have, scarring, I get that. But you're going to a place and you're seeking calmer waters, you're seeking peace, you're seeking unification, you're seeking just a feeling of freedom and safety all at once, right? And that can be pretty terrifying because we don't really know with all this mist what is on the other end of that lake or the ocean or whatever it is these people are at. But the confidence that you should have is knowing that with all of the swords that you've endured, that nothing is going to be that tough again. And you have everything in order to face what it is that might challenge you in the future. I mean, you've been through the worst of it and you have everything at your disposal to face it. Also, what's helping, that's what's up. Material success, it says. And these are pentacles, although they look like orbs on the camera. But I'm just going to say that with material success, you're very aware and very measured about the scales of justice, about paying a fair wage for work done. Okay. I feel like basically what you're going to be looking at is things with fairness, equitable energy. I think that that's going to really lead you in a lot of different ways. Actually, as a confirmation, you could be seeing scales of different kinds. Girl, boy, don't be looking at the weight scale in the bathroom. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? But I'm definitely talking about the scales that you could be seeing, symbols of this right here to remind you everything is about balance, and you are currently being balanced right now. And sometimes that could be also a painful process, but you're being encouraged and spirit is celebrating you currently, even though you can't see it and you cannot necessarily feel it right now. You are being celebrated, okay? And the next one I have for you, this is also what's helping you, is pleasure. This is Six of Cups. This could be a little bit about nostalgia, but this is also like the innocence, returning to innocence. And this is a dawn of innocence for you. Coming away from a time in an era, in a chapter of your life where things were really kind of brutal. They were just really tough. I feel like the conditions were less than optimum, obviously, here. But this is returning you into a place where you can actually experience pleasure. You can enjoy the sunshine on your face and the breeze whipping your hair, and you can enjoy fabrics and those simple things in life and the ability to breathe and take a deep breath and feel peace. You can enjoy time being spent however you see fit without having somebody want to manipulate and control that. So pleasure is going to be at the forefront as well, and probably every way, shape, and form. But with a child right here, I feel like it's definitely an innocent thing. And I love that for you. And I just want to encourage you, like, when, it's just at the right, oh my gosh, dare I share? Why not? Okay, it's just at the right time. It's at the time when we feel the weakest, at the point where we feel like I'm gonna give up, I just can't anymore, I cannot endure, that we just feel like one more thread and we're just gonna let go of all hope. That if you just cling on one more second, we make it to the other side, we get rescued. And I'm not saying that we're all looking for like a rescuer, that's not the point. But this is hang in there just a little bit more, because you definitely got this, and spirit knows that you got this. And one thing that came to my mind, and I always like really struggle with like what to share here, I don't even know if anybody's like interested in hearing that, but also it's deeply personal. But I remember one time that my parents were actually, fighting and arguing, and it was a big ordeal, and it was nothing new in my home. But my father essentially broke into the apartment, and there was a lot of shenanigans going on there. But long story short, he decided to grab me, and he was going to leave the house with me. And I did not want to go. Like, above all, I did not want to go. So I must have been, I don't know, maybe 6, 7. And as he walked through the kitchen and they're, you know, fighting, arguing, whatever, I grabbed onto the faucet and I held on for dear life. And I clung to that faucet. And he's trying to rip me away and they're still fighting. And I'm not letting go for dear life, right? And right on the verge of when I had enough, my fingers are slipping and I just can't hang on anymore, he finally let go. And so that's just the example I was given in my mind about your situation, okay? And this is going to really help your healing process, because now you have nothing but joy coming towards you, for you, and towards you. The power of joy. And I think about this Buddha and just how happy he is, just hanging on to a rainbow. And it could be that that rainbow is on the other side. You know how they do those pictures with illusions, and the pictures of like the rainbow is really in the back and this person is standing in the forefront, but somehow it looks like the rainbow is pouring from one hand to the other. Or it could be moons. I've seen pictures done like that. I think that's so cool, by the way. You know, but this is what you have coming for you. And with all the red being featured right here, I'm going to say that you have a lot of stability coming towards you. The way that you clothe yourself, the way that you home yourself, that like all of the basics are going to be really cared for and provided for you. You'll be able to do well, especially because, you know, you have all this abundance being featured here. So fear not, these things are yours, right? Spirit is saying trust. Trust is at the forefront because you're getting or gotten yourself out of a situation. And this is going to help heal your heart. And trust that there is better out there. The next card I have is Go Now. So, and of course, depending on the situation, very important that you do things safely. And that only you know your situation. But definitely it is a time for movement. If you haven't already, then definitely it is here for you. And that is going to heal. And also trusting and doing some positive affirmations, but not just like, okay, I am wealthy, I am, you know, I am free or whatever. It's like I get into the feeling of it, get into that sacral chakra, just be like, I feel so free, I feel so unburdened, so unencumbered by worries. I feel so excited that I'm able to make my choices. I feel so wonderful and so secure and so calm that I can do X, Y, Z, all of that. Yes, confirming that is this guy right here. This is a world. And this talks about it's an end to a cycle, okay? It was an end to that cycle. And that cycle is over. And it's so foggy in the back because I feel like maybe you guys are going to have a hard time like processing this. And I really get that. I really, really do get that. But I also understand, especially by what Spirit's saying here, is that you have a lot of good things that are coming for you. I heard that all is glitter, all that glitters is not gold, and I feel like you absolutely know this. And I do think that you'll be a little bit like touch and go, a little bit weary. Some of you guys could be seeing things from the other side, like spirits and things like that. Others of you guys are going to be investing in your education, taking classes online, going to formal school, whatever the case may be. And that is going to really help your heart to feel like warm and fuzzy, because with all this repression, you've not been able to really freely pursue what it is that you want, regardless of how old you are. I'm hearing age is just a number. Spirit got jokes now, huh? Okay, so a couple more about how can we help this along, please. How can you heal your heart? What actions can we take besides what we've seen? Oh, look, the Chariot. Another movement. Don't stay stuck, okay? There's great movement for you. And it could be, I almost feel like this looks like a turtle, this looks like a camel. It could be that you're moving at a rate that's really, really slow to you, but that is really not the case. I'm just going to say that any movement is going to be positive movement. With the Chariot, it is also like a sign of victory. It's a sign of harnessing everything, your mind, body, heart, and soul, all of it, in order so that you have a trajectory and you go, okay? That's what you were meant to do, and that's what's going to help you. Ultimately, you have little wings right here from a monarch, and so you could be in the middle of a deep transformation right now, which would totally make sense. And then with the camel that I'm seeing here, I just feel like you have gone and walked through a desert without like any nourishment, really, without any water, because we know they can fill those like 2 humps or those sacks, I don't know what they're called, with water, and they can kind of like walk through these incredible deserts for a long period of time without needing to replenish, because they already have stored within them what they need. And Spirit's saying that you already have stored within you what you need. Fear not. It is your time. 2 of Cups, relationship, you'll be making progress and somebody will be helping you. And it might be unlikely, okay, because this is, was that the plague? They would call him, I think, Dr. Death, but this is not talking about death. This is talking about somebody who's familiar with transformation. This could be even going to a safe house, or, you know, you need to put yourself in the situation, whatever that is. If you are in imminent danger, then there are people and groups and programs that can really help you with that. But if this is, you know, just, I don't want to say regular case, because none about this is regular, but this is just basically somebody that can help you and will help you, okay? 2 of Cups. Now, the 2 of Pentacles right here came out sideways, as you saw, and this is about the fear of juggling things back and forth, that you're going to have to juggle, that you're not really sure. You could let go of those fears, even though we have to embody, you know, things that Spirit's telling us. And so it's going to be natural to be fearful, but with the 2 of Pentacles, you're going to be letting go of one thing in order to pursue another, and that is going to be the healthiest thing for you. And with the blue being reflected here, I think that you're going to eventually speak on all of this, okay? It's going to give you a really strong root chakra. It's going to give you a lot of peace and calm. And I do feel like the clouds are parting for you in order to acknowledge what you've been through and in order to allow you to shine as well. So I'm wishing you much love, much healing, and until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another collaboration with the lovely Helen from the Eye of the Serpent Tarot. And I want to really ask you guys to go to her channel as well, because you are going to be in for a treat. She's going to be doing a reading in tandem with myself, and her reading is going to be what happiness or joy is your heart ready to receive right now. So she's going to really explore the energy coming in and all of that good stuff. And today I'm going to be reading about what healing does your heart need right now. Pile number 2, if you came upon this reading, then of course this message is for you. We've got opulence, and it's time to lead. When I pulled that, my stomach kind of dropped a little bit. I was like, whoa, it's getting real. So let's see. Oh, hi. Okay. What healing does your heart need right now? What healing does your heart need currently? I want one more because I already had a jumper. Your jumper was 8 of Pentacles. I got this card already. Really? And the 2 of Swords. Confusion. Interesting. Okay. So the 8 of Pentacles tells me that you could have been working on this for some time. Working on, maybe work with therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists. I mean, I don't know, right? I absolutely think it's great to work with all of them, any of them, whatever calls to you. So please do that. But I think this is a time where you're kind of going a little bit back and forth between, all right, I've done this, I've done EMDR, or I've done tapping, or I've done like meditating, and you've pulled out different modalities in order to help you on your journey. And maybe you're feeling a little bit stuck. You're not really sure what to work on. That's the energy I'm getting for the 8 of Pentacles that came out sideways. Now, right here, I'm just seeing kind of like this is like pulling up a flag. It's almost like, do I give up? Is this as healed as I get? And I don't feel like that is true, even though I also don't feel like it's true that we always have to be in constant state of healing. I do feel like healing is pretty much like an onion. And so with that being said, don't put up your flag just yet. Good things are coming. How do I know that? I have a goldfish right here. Goldfish to me always symbolizes, well, not only opulence, but great things coming to you. It's great abundance as well. And I feel like in a lot of ways you have been cocooned, because I almost feel like this is you being pressed up against a bunch of things. And this could have been, you know, being surrounded by people that were vibrationally not your match, for one. Also, but you've been somehow esconed. Is that the word? Yeah, esconed, kind of hidden from view. And you are basically like a butterfly transforming, okay? You have been shielded from any dangers, from any great creatures, in other words, that would harm you. I'm feeling like this is like a really great forest, and pyramids, you could have an affinity with pyramids and doors. Something about even you having an interest in the giants, right? The giants of old, or you could watch things like Ancient Aliens, or any of those that talk about like different dimensions and different creatures that were once upon a time alive, and even debating and going back and forth, and thinking, you know, well, there's got to be merit to that, and there's still like evidence of things that we have yet to understand in our world currently, and more to be revealed, and more is being revealed daily. So you could be somebody like that who's really interested in that. This to me looks like one of the major doors that's like with a rock formations that just look like rock, and somebody just walks by and taps it and the door just rotates open. I've seen like videos of that. It's pretty impressive. But anyways, I feel like with you are very different from any of your peers. You always have been. Now, interesting how we talked about like healing is not meant to be a forever thing, you know, or an all day thing, or a long-term thing is what I'm trying to get with this. Because with the opulence, this is saying it is time to lead right now. Like, you've received your crown. This is an incredibly beautiful crown. It is very natural. I think that you organically evolved into who you are today. And I'm just here to say that you are good enough. If you're feeling like you're lacking, or other people are minimizing, or you're feeling oppressed, or you're feeling like, I don't know where I fit into the world, that kind of a thing, you fit in exactly where you're at and how you are. And so it is time for you to lead, and you're leading from a place of power. With the number 2, again, I feel like it's personal power. And the number 1 is how you present to the world as well, vibration number 1. And also when you add these, I feel like it's a 3. For me, that's always teamwork, collaboration, things like that. You could be having people support you as well, right? Collaborations and things like that. What? Bottom of the deck. You can't make this up. It's the Ace of Cups. This is mind, body, and soul. This is mental, emotional, spiritual, on all levels, things that will help you to feel abundant. But also this is about giving people peace. Peace against what? Against heartache, right? Because you've been through it. You are recovering from heartache, and you're at a point in your life where maybe you don't think that you can lead, or what you have to offer. We all have doubts like that. But I feel like even in the back, this is burning contracts of old. I feel like you're leading the way for people that are destitute, and people that, I heard shame, people that might be feeling shame, or are being crammed into a little Rubik's Cube of shame, whatever that means. Yeah, so I feel like anybody who has like really deep heartache that they can't even express to other people because it's like beyond comprehension, you're the one to comprehend, and you're the one that you're going to lead them out and lead them into a way of healing. By the way, that is really powerful. Interesting, because the healer is being healed. You're healed enough sufficiently in order to heal other people. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. Nobody is perfect. And you have everything at your disposal. Everything. You're divinely supported, first of all. You are divinely protected, second of all. And I think right here, having all the tools with the sword of truth, you have the way to communicate, the way to really discern what is truth and what is false. And, you know, you have the emotional wherewithal, the emotional intelligence to be able to execute things. And you have a coin here as well, in order to know what you can deposit: energy, time, effort, love, sweat, blood, sweat, and tears, all of it. Yep. So there's a situation here with being the lone wolf, with sneaking off, which, you know, doing things undercover. I want to call it undercover brother. But I'm going to say you might have been led to go even look at pile number 1 as well. If that is something, then go for it. If it's not, that's fine too. But one thing I want to point out, this person is holding, like, you know, it's like 7 of Swords. This is about sneaking around, kind of doing things without letting people know, kind of like you're working in secret and you have like this black ops mission, or you're doing your mission in the quiet of your world, and you're not, you know, announcing it on Facebook, and you're not doing that. And people are going, what's going on? And I feel like part of that is because you have dealt with shady people. With the 5 of Swords that's this person's holding, you're like, I'm taking them swords away. I'm taking all of your intel away. So I feel like you could be somebody who's monitoring and cutting back on what you share with Facebook. You're tightening your ships down, or any other social media. And you're really kind of looking at, you're being very pragmatic about how you conduct your life from now on. And I think that you've learned a lot of lessons, and this is something, some real practicals that you're going to be able to help assist other people with as well. They won't even think of it, honestly. Now, I can't help but notice the 2 Swords is echoing the 2 Swords here with the confusion. And it could feel like you're like, well, you know, I've endured and I'm healing and I feel pretty good about everything thus far, but now I don't really know how I'm supposed to help people. And I kind of feel like you might even get some dreams, or have some dreams that are like a little bit, they make you stop and think. I feel like meditation at this point in time is going to be really, I heard high ranking. So something about meditation could really help put you in the right place in order for you to understand how you're going to be helping people. Now with this creature right here, I feel like this creature is trying, you know, it's almost like in conflict with, it's almost not a bear, but anyways, it's a creature, and you're leaving anything that doesn't make sense, things that are shady. You don't want that any longer. You've had enough of that. And I can't help but, you know, see the pyramids. Why was that so hard to get out? I don't know. Oh, hello. Yeah. So I feel like you could have an incredible affinity to pyramids and things that are old. Even I feel like a flower vase right here with a whole bunch of, like, a huge, you might be getting flowers, because I see a person standing here with their hand on their hip looking at that. And so it could be like, hey, who sent you flowers, or what's going on with that? But I feel like that's also saying that your interest in your intellect is evolving, and that you are overcoming. And not only that, but you're going to get a lot, and this is not why we do this, but you're going to get a lot of self-esteem by helping other people, okay? Because people really don't have a lot of direction when it comes to things that seem or may seem common sense to other people. And honestly, I don't know, because when you're hard pressed or in really difficult situations, what is common sense anyways? If you just don't know where to turn, that's where we're at. We don't know where to turn. End of story. So at this point, I feel like you have dealt with a lot of nightmares, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of tapes that no longer serve you, a lot of judgments that were not even true. Interesting. I heard unhidden dangers, which were like dangers that, yeah, and foes that you were able to easily see through. I feel like you could see through people quite easily. And this is going to help you help other people, because that's part of the healing. It's not just about healing. Oh, wow, we feel good. It is about like gifting that to other people who are on the same or similar journey, for sure, I think. Anyways, yeah, what? Yes, you're helping people along with their journey. Sorry to yell. So all these birds right here, you could be seeing a lot of birds, but just knowing that you're going to help people to get to calmer waters, to really not, it's not like live and let live or forget about what transpired, but also taking the life lessons that you have and putting them under your belt and saying, wow, that is an intense, crazy, sometimes even scary lesson. I don't ever want to learn that again, but you don't have to. Okay, because you already learned it. So have that confidence that you can help other people have that security within themselves as well. Now, bottom of the deck, I just happen to look at this, and this is with the Lovers. I feel like this is all about also getting a measure of self-love, because you could have struggled with that quite a bit. And I feel like with the antennas, I feel like you definitely do have a connection to the cosmos. And that's what's healing right now, is your connection to the cosmos is actually doing some like downloading and healing at night while you sleep. And that could be why you're getting some quote wild or different kind of dreams that you never expected before. I also feel like you guys can actually, you're getting, I'm getting a lot of energy in my crown chakra. So I feel like you could be getting downloads, you know, personally from spirit. You could also want to consider like cleansing your area and cleansing your energy. Think that that's going to be really good for you, because you could be plagued by nightmares and things that people send you evil eye, if you believe in that, or just even just people with like bad intent. You might want to cleanse your energy from that, because I feel like that is leaving if you haven't left it already. And this is reminding me, it's almost like another person here sitting here cross-legged with the face of a cat. And I think that you are just connected to a lot of mysteries. And I think that's going to be really fun for you to explore once you get over the initial shock of who me, I'm going to be helping people and causing that type of confusion, not knowing how. Sometimes helping is simply just speaking, right? Speaking up. So what is helping this transformation, this healing? What is helping along this healing, please? The Knight of Swords. Yep, speaking your truth. Maybe going back to a time when you felt some idealism. This looks like that Gemini. Being of two minds, but knowing, you know, with everything negative, there is a positive and vice versa. And choosing to really focus on what it is that is going to be helpful and hopeful. Also, again, I see the throat chakra being illuminated right here, reference, and a lot of green. So wearing green right now would really be helpful to you. And even finding a necklace with a stone that you really resonate with. For me, for example, I'm really drawn to this mukai, and it's been my go-to for quite some time. They have different kinds, different variations, but any crystal that just kind of calls your name, you don't even have to know why. I feel like it can really serve to ground you and give you that extra boost that you need. What is helping this transformation right now? Yep, it's clarity. It's your intellect. Utilizing your intellect. It's mind over matter. And if you don't mind, it don't matter. You could have a lot of eyes on you. And the eyes are attached to the wings. So I'm going to say that this could be people really focused on where it is that you're going, what it is that you're doing, how you're doing that, right? And this could be quite stressful. She looks kind of stressed out about it. And this could be other people, like even getting readings on you and things like that. But you are totally grounded and you are incredibly intelligent. So you know that there are ways to really protect your own energy and ward that off. But also, you know, I mean, people are just kind of limited in what they can do. If you're feeling anything, you know, about your safety, by all means, take all your safety precautions and things like that. But utilize your mind over your heart right now, because you are making the correct decisions. And that would include changing passwords if you need to, and installing cameras if you need to, and shutting things down, whatever that means to you, right? All of those things. I feel like that's going to help empower you. What is helping this transformation? What is helping this healing transformation, please? The King of Wands. What? Pile number 2, did you get your mojo back? Do you have somebody in your life that's a mover and a shaker and a candlestick maker? Are you waking up to the fact that people are looking at you like, wow, like you got it. You're the it person, actually. So when you doubt and you think, how can I be the leader? Well, everybody else sees it, and it's time that you woke up, right? To see that you are the leader, that you have a lot of receptors with the other side. I feel like even some of you guys could be microdosing. I don't know anything about that, but that's just what I'm getting. I'm definitely not the person to talk to about that. But you could just be really connecting with the other side and getting a lot of downloads that way. So, how can you help this along? Oh, hello. Nurture yourself. Mother, wife, sister, daughter, lady, nada. So it's time for a lot of self-love, a lot of self-care, getting that massage, getting that facial, getting a manicure, getting a pedicure. Getting acupuncture. I used to do that for myself. I haven't done that in a long time. So even deep breathing, setting aside 5 minutes to really even put your palms on your heart like Deepak Chopra talks about, putting your hand on your heart and saying, heart, what is it that you need? And being very neutral and just listening for an answer, because the heart will tell you what it needs. And it can say, well, I just need to feel safe. I just need a hug. I just need to feel warm. I need to feel seen. Some of us are not seen, right? So whatever it is, don't be afraid to do that, because I feel like even that will illuminate maybe even your third eye and allow more downloads and allow for a clearer way for you to navigate things that won't be so ambiguous, okay? Another thing I'm going to say is that something about your hair, you guys might be kind of returning not to the old ways, but you know, the hair is an extension, it's like an antenna, and you might be somebody who is like, I'm going to protect my hair. Yeah, you might be wearing like bandanas or scarf or a bonnet or a hat, I don't know, but a do-rag, whatever the deal is, you might be really, you know, wearing things to protect your crown chakra at this point in time and nurture yourself. And then with this one, Lady Nada, that is interesting because I'm not getting a lot from that. I feel like I need some clarifying energy for us. So how can we help this along? What is Lady Nada there that wanted to flip? What? Focus on your strengths with Apollo. This is like Apollo coming to kick our butts, right? This is like pile number 2. You have the wherewithal. You are smart. You've been through it. But just by your example, by existing, by living another day, breathing another day, by fighting another day, by waking up and doing whatever it is that you set out to do one more day, you inspire the rest of us. Pile number 2. This is something that is divine. It's given. You might even try raising your hands up and closing your eyes and seeing if you can like get some of that energy, maybe even from Apollo. But it's going to be very imperative that you know that you're making a big difference, that your sheer energy is making a difference, and to focus on your strengths. It's not time to focus on the gaps in your knowledge. Those can all be filled with, you know, taking time to learn and evolve and grow. But aren't we always learning, evolving, and growing? Even your professional therapist, all of us. It doesn't make a difference. We should be in a state of growing and evolving. So don't let that hold you. Don't let that be an excuse. Get out of here. Look. Take charge of this situation. Love, Moses. Yeah. So taking charge and saying, you know, I may not know everything, but I'm going to share what I know. And with all this, like, parting of the sea and stuff, I feel like you could be somebody who helps other people discern the emotion that has evolved, or the emotion that has been created by all of this, like, stuff that your heart is healing from. And I think that with those waters, I think that you could help people navigate on an intellectual level, on a practical level. You can help people be by far like way more pragmatic, methodical on how to navigate life in a consistent and true way, so that when they put their feet down, it is sure footing and they don't like doubt or waffle, or worst case, retreat, right? Now, another message is drink more water. Drink more water. But you're divinely protected. And look at all this. This almost looks like, even though it's water here, it's with a crisscross lattice almost. It feels like it's like that was where you were in prison some way, somehow. Your heart doesn't belong there anymore, because it's not who you are, and you're growing and evolving. And you are here to help the rest of us with those things. Yep, one last thing I have is meditate for you. So meditation is going to definitely be helpful in this case. And I definitely feel something with the palms. You could be like a healer, or work with your palms, like sensing energy and things like that. There's a lot of exercises you can do. Also, getting out in the sun is going to help your heart, your body, your mind, your soul, all of it. Getting out in the sun and absorbing a little bit of that sunshine will do you good. So that is what I have for you. If you like this kind of read, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Please, file number 2, remember to go to Helen's reading. You are going to love her. I'm going to put the link below. She is just phenomenal. And her insight, I'm like, oh my goodness, how did you know? It's like having personal readings. So you could spend all day on her channel and still learn more and more. So with that, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Grisel with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. If you listen to the intro, then you know that this is a collaboration with the lovely Helen from Eye of the Serpent Tarot, very much here on YouTube. So please do go and check out her channel before or after this reading, either way. They are meant to be watched together. Yeah, but Helen is going to be looking at happiness. What happiness and joy is your heart ready to receive? And what energy is coming in? What's coming in for you? And I will be doing today, what healing does your heart need right now? So we are going to look at that. We're also going to be looking at what is helping your transformation as far as healing goes, healing your heart. And we're also going to be looking at how can you personally help this along. So without further ado, that's what we're doing. Oh, one thing I want to tell you as we begin. I'm not going to pull cards just yet because this just caught my eye. This Euphoria card, honor yourself with a number 9. It's pretty intense, and I actually want to read to you quickly from the book. I'm just going to read a little excerpt because I feel like my paraphrasing will not do it justice, okay? So, yes, this is about honoring yourself. And this is about the feather snake swan countenance represents a sacred fusion of air and earth. Divine inspiration bonded with earthly tangibility. Okay? So this is talking about your duty to honor your physical self in an exalted way. Then the questions come. Have you, pile number 3, been developing poor habits or encouraging that? Excess toxic substances or dragging yourself through workouts that you don't enjoy, punishing it, not celebrating yourself. So don't put anything in your body that is not worthy of your goddess status or God. Quality over quantity is key at this time. Awaken to your sacred self. Now, this is a part I really wanted to share with you. Be selective about who you allow in physical proximity to you. In matters of sex and sensuality, do not share your sacred self with someone who is not worthy of you, nor whom treats you in an honorable, respectful way. And this goes for both men and women. Now, there's a lot to be said about that, and I'm not here to judge. I just wanted to kind of share. And what this Euphoria is, part of this is just really honoring yourself. And right away, I'm feeling like some people are going to think that you are, maybe you're already doing this, and maybe you're, part of your wound is people thinking that you're a snob, because I get that quite a bit in my own personal life. But let's see. Oh, look, stop. When I said that, bottom of the deck, I got number 2. Boo-hoo, transform the way you see. And I feel like this is even stating, you know, it is a time that you're going to help transform how other people see you. Whereas I feel like maybe they could be sadly mistaken about a lot of things in your life. I think that you are also going to make things clear in theirs, and that's going to be like a win-win for everybody, right? I feel like some of you guys are lifting your mask, and that is what's going to really help heal your heart currently. What healing does your heart need right now? What healing? I'm going to take that because it's kind of sticking out. Temperance. The Temperance card very much is about healing within itself. Ooh, moderation. I kind of resemble this whole reading so far. So this talks about moderation, everything in moderation. If you drink, moderation. Whatever you eat, moderation. Grisel sweets, you like sweets, moderation, right? And I think so far that's been like my default go-to, because I always say for me, no sex, no drugs, no rock and roll. That's a really bad joke, and you probably didn't need to know that. But you could be kind of feeling the same and have like an extreme personality like I do. But the Temperance does talk about moderation, you know, maybe even, I don't know, pacing yourself, setting limits and things like that. all of that is going to be really helpful in your healing right now, because none of this excess is doing you any good. It's swinging you to the other side of like self-abuse, is what I just heard. The Hermit. Yeah. So what you're healing right now, I feel like, is just even, maybe you've gone on a deep dive at introspection. And I feel like that served you, and it was really well worth it and well warranted. But you're also healing from even that. Even that has kind of taken its toll on you in some way, shape, and form. And maybe that has kind of like instigated or triggered some of this other unhealthy doing. And I feel like maybe this is time for you to kind of get out there. Honor yourself with not just hermiting and being just yourself, right? That could be for somebody out there. 8 of Wands with message. Get out of here with that. I feel like Spirit has a sense of humor. Look at that cupcake right on her knee. So maybe you've been getting messages about like maybe obtaining a better diet, better eating habits, looking after yourself in a better way. But, you know, the euphoria thing makes me feel like the runner's high and things like that. So maybe there is something in there for you. Maybe not just giving into one type of pleasure, but looking at different ones that can actually be applicable to your life right now without self-harm, right? Without allowing people in your space that don't need to be there. Talking about like your spiritual hygiene, allowing, you know, having friends around you that really match your wavelength or your vibration. People that don't lead you into temptation, or sharing your body with people that have no business even sitting next to you, let alone other stuff, right? So no judgment there. This is just a message, but I think that that's how, you know, putting limits and like basically, I don't want to say exalting yourself, but yeah, this is like honoring yourself. You were given this body and this mind and this heart and this soul. And it is yours completely to take care of it, but it is, you know, not designed, and it wasn't meant to be shared with just anyone, because not everybody's going to appreciate it, first of all, and most of all, not everybody deserves it. Yep, moving on. What is helping this transformation right now? That's what's up. What's helping the transformation? Transformation. I love those. Yes. Big changes. Big changes. I feel like you could have, okay, this, I'm going to say this is going to feel really weird, but I feel like some of you guys have a connection to bones, okay? Some of you guys could be like into taxidermy or, you know, collecting like little skeletons of critters and animals and things like that. But others of you are into like, I'm interested in bone casting, by the way. It's like reading through method of bones. It's a very ancient way of doing things. But if it's not that, then I'm just going to say that you've had many different towers coming into your life. And maybe even up to recently, I'm feeling 3 major ones that have really changed things up for you. And so I feel like you kind of retreated into yourself in order to heal. And that is definitely something that is, you know, well warranted and stuff. I feel, wow, this is a great forest. You could have gone into the forest to heal a little bit. Then I see this like big, almost like this big monster trying to shush me, like don't say anything like that. So maybe you want to be like really careful about speaking what you've been doing in order to heal. For others, it's nobody's business but yours, really. I'm looking at even her crown right here, how it's to the side. And it's almost like, you know what, if I have a crown, is it really the crown that I want? Or can I have more crowns? Or can I elaborate on this one? I think that you are really kind of growing and evolving the way you think, the way you feel, and even how you feel within your own skin, which is really cool. And that would make perfect sense. Now, that being said, I also feel like you could have a connection to the other side. You could have like spirits, and not everybody has to, but you could have spirits kind of visit you and give you messages and things like that, or visitations or dreams, with loved ones that have passed on. Again, trees could be really significant for you. Trees, your family tree also could be a big thing. And actually, I'm seeing kind of like the image of ancestors right here. I feel like this is not new, and a mask right here, almost like the mask of a cat. So I feel like your ancestors have always had like this hidden knowledge that have perplexed other people. And maybe that was something that you didn't really want to be connected by, but because of that, that cat mask and then the cat right here, I'm saying that you definitely have like a connection to mystery to the other side, to wisdom from above. How can you help this along? How can you help this healing? Because your ancestors are helping you heal. Again, Apollo is, listen, pile number 3, Apollo is whipping butt and taking names later. He's not even playing around. Apollo's here to tell you to focus on your strengths. Don't dwell so much. I feel like a lot of navel gazing, a lot of dwelling, Grisel, that would be me, on, you know, not honoring yourself. A lot of like, you know, honestly, just eating junk. It's like my thing has been ice cream. Why am I eating ice cream? I have no idea. But Apollo's saying, you know, focus on your strengths and you won't be so driven to kind of abuse things like food and or anything else, right? But there's a lot of gold right here. And what can help you along and how you can help is to really write a list of things that are your strengths. Actually, I would even keep a notepad just for your strengths and what you appreciate about you. Any compliment that you hear, what's the word on the street? If a coworker says, hey, pile 3, I really love how you kind of blah, 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 then write that down. Or somebody says, wow, nice shoes, then boom, nice shoes. Or, hey, I really like your hair, then nice hair. I feel like anything that you can focus on, and especially when it comes to obviously your strengths and things like that, but any compliment is going to really help you as well. Wearing the combination of silver and copper, I feel like is going to be really important right now. It, you know, take it or leave it, of course. What's up? Osiris. Father, brother, husband, son. I just kind of cracked the cards open. But you could have, oh, look, a father figure that is helping you with all of this. And not, you know, it doesn't have to be direct father. If for example, your father is not in your life, this could be like the divine. But any male energy also is going to be someone to help you. I feel like even getting advice from a person like that. Along with the green man, retreat into nature. That was all the trees that I was seeing right here. And among the trees, you are going to find your ancestors. I'm just going to say that. I feel like you're going to have an incredible amount of peace. I even see a baby here. So somebody could be pregnant or having a baby. If that is, you know, fine with you, great. If not, take your precautions. Now I'm seeing a dog. I do feel like you have people that are loyal to you. You could even have a pet like a dog. Things like that. So I feel like a dog. I feel like you connect a lot with animals and with energy more than necessarily people at this point in time in your life. And I do feel like that's going to be changing. You could also be drawn to moss agate and things like that, such as I am. Okay, wait. So the green man, I feel like also you could look out, and sometimes I look out the window and I soften my gaze and I see all sorts of images of, you know, things going on in trees that are messages just for me, sometimes for other people, but it's kind of fascinating to look at. Yeah. And with the Hierophant, this is about connecting. How you can help yourself right now is making a commitment. Oh, morals, what's up? Even, okay, this sounds so judgy, and I don't mean it that way because, you know, you do you, and I've been probably through all spectrums of life that anybody can show up on this channel, and I've been there, done that. So no shame in that game, but I'm going to say with the Hierophant, this is, you know, playing a different instrument, one that you're not really accustomed to, but having a reverence and, yeah, a bigger measure of self-respect, of thinking that you are worthy and you are worth it. And even the two little things right here behind her, I feel like that's stating it's like your ancestors, we support you and we're here for you. Just call on us. We have that wisdom. We'll give it to you. Your ancestors are like, look, I don't even need it. I'll give it to you. I'll tell it to you. I'll sing it to you. You could be somebody also who sees images in smoke. You could be a smoke reader. You could do your best when you're gardening or next to a pond. I'm feeling a lot like pond or like water features around the house and things like that. Yeah, I definitely feel like if you but close your eyes and kind of aim, it sounds weird, but aim your heart towards the heavens, I think that you can get a lot of great downloads. Yeah, you've overcome so much. I'm just going to tell you, pile number 3, that Spirit recognizes that you have been through a lot, many betrayals, many things that would have like leveled anybody, any other person, and yet here you are on my channel somehow, right? But I'm going to say that there is a lot of water right here, and in order for you to heal, there needs to be a release of, first of all, the swords. So a release of thinking about all the things that have backstabbed you, all the people that have said nasty things about you, all the betrayals. I feel like examining those individually, that is kind of like of times gone by. You've already done that. And you need to grow beyond this. And with all this water, there's going to be a release of water as well. Maybe you're going to have like crying sessions or, you know, moments where I call it leakage, like my face will leak. And I'm like, what's wrong with my face? I'm working. Yeah, that happens. But I'm not one to like cry easily. Just, you know, I'm trying to be transparent on this channel. And so I recognize that crying is a sign of health and of liberation, of feeling safe enough. And it is actually a very beautiful thing to witness, but is not something that many of us want to show other people, especially because people don't know how to react towards you, or in society, especially in the Western world, it's kind of frowned upon. Enough said. But the sun is coming up. After the 10, you have nothing but better stuff ahead. Yeah. So it might take a little bit of work for you to get out of this, to get into the healing mode. I think formulating kind of little rituals or little things like, okay, well, you know, Joe Blow doesn't need to be in my energy because this person's not worth the bubble gum on my shoe. Did I just say that? Well, you know what I'm saying. Like this person, when they get called, they only want like my money, or they want my time, or they want my body, or they have like nothing to give, but they're just a taker. And their vibration is so low that I have nothing that resonate with them. It's just somebody to kill time with. That does not warrant your time at all. So spend your time, dedicate your time on whatever your talents and your skills are. Continue growing and finessing those and upgrading those, I'm hearing. But keep in mind also, when you're on the anvil, this is a time when you're like, what do you mean honor myself? It seems like a tall thing to be like, Roselle, don't eat popcorn. I'm like, what the hell? Tell me to not eat popcorn. Well, that's not it. It's not in excess. Don't have it for 3 meals a night. I'm not a night, but you know, like for dinner every night, which I did get in that habit, by the way. But it's going to feel like you're going on an anvil to be sharpened and shaped by a master, you know, goldsmith or whatever they call them. But it's going to be a challenge initially because we don't have that discipline or that mindset, or even the conviction that, you know what, we are worth it. We don't need Joe Blow sitting next to us. That person is worth nothing. Like, not that they're not worth nothing. I shouldn't have said that. But you know what I'm saying? They're not like of your caliber, and they need to kind of go wherever the other Joe Blows are and kind of do whatever it is that they do out of your sphere of existence, basically. But you are focused on refining yourself, honoring yourself. And I mean, anybody who has survived so many wounds as 10 of Swords is really here for a big, big reason and a big, big mission. Yep. So there's quite a bit of work ahead. How can you help is rolling up your sleeve and saying, I'm doing this. With the Knight of Pentacles, this is going to be assistance from other people as well, but they're not going to assist you until you start lifting up your hands and making changes. And I'm not saying making changes for other people to see, but yeah, these changes other people are gonna see. And when are you gonna get outside assistance? Is when they see that you're serious about this, which means consistency, right? If I tell my girlfriend, who is freaking phenomenal, you know, she just ran a triathlon this morning. She's like, oh yeah, just ran a triathlon and then blah, 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 like nothing. And I would be like, with my whistle outside and my drum saying, everybody get up. What have you guys been doing? Look at what I did. I would be gloating. But anyways, I got side of that. But anyways, if I told her, you know, this is what I want to do. I want to train for a triathlon like you. And yet, you know, I'm avoiding all the workouts. I'm avoiding spending time together, making a plan, making a dietary plan, and even more so, like executing it. She's going to see like, yeah, right, you're not doing it. You could say everything. You can placate my ears, but I visually see that, you know, you're not, you know, your car's parked in front of my house. I see that you're not going to the gym and things like that. So that was a little bit excessive, but here we are. Yes, material success. So the more that you level and balance things out within your own heart, within your own mind, and also your reactions to other things, and including excess, don't be going down that road. It is not a pretty thing. I will tell you firsthand. Y'all probably know, but I'm here to tell you everything in moderation. So do your very best with that. But you do have a chance at having material success right here because it says so. And the more that you balance, the more success you'll have. But the more you balance, I feel like the more pure you're going to be of heart. Meaning that you're not going to be like, what's in it for me? Now, do we all have to live? Yes. Do we all have to feed ourselves and put food on the table? Yes. Spirit knows that. Spirit's not, we don't have to dumb it down for Spirit to tell Spirit what we need. Right? On the contrary. Now, I feel like even here, this is kind of a phase of like, oh my gosh, I gotta do all that. And it is intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. Especially because I feel like this is my pile. What the heck? Yep. But it can be overwhelming. I think just one step at a time, one thing at a time. And your character is shaped by your behavior, your actions. And it's not just by what you say, because anybody can say stuff. We've all had people in our lives that have said stuff, yeah, that have shaken their fists, right? That have shown us things, and they just wind up being sheer trickery, right? There's just nothing there. These people that have utilized words in order to bamboozle have really just done it to sit on other people's backs and allow them to do all the heavy lifting and all the heavy work. Now here I have a duck, and I feel like part of your thing is going to be that you are going to be as light as a duck. And I don't know, I've never held a duck in my hands before, but you know what? Them things don't really sink, do they? They kind of float, and evidently their little feet are paddling mad as heck under that water, but you can't see it. And I feel like you're going to be a little bit like the duck. You're going to allow all of the words and things like that to kind of slide off your back. You're not going to be addressing the small things that are designed to kind of distract you. Yeah, distract your attention. And you're going to be just paddling and wading your way through that water and making your way into safety and doing what it is that you need to do as a duck, meaning that nothing is going to stick according to what people's opinions are currently and what people say. I feel like people are used to saying not so nice things to you for some reason. And I'm here to say that that's another way that they want to control you, and also projecting their own wounds onto you. So yeah, there's a great need to leave those people behind or not be in their energy as much as you can help it. So crystals, yeah. So crystals can be utilized to ground you. I did show another pile here. I love this particular mookai, but mookai, and that is almost my go-to for everything. It gives me such calm, such peace, and I've done a lot of heart chakra work with the mookai as well. That actually I felt physically, that's a whole different topic. But anyways, crystals could be a thing for you. This is how you could really manifest helping this along, and maybe helping stimulate faith in yourself or stimulate a new routine, a new eating routine. Just start there, one thing at a time. Like with me, it'd be like no more popcorn, and oh my gosh, I'm going to struggle with that. Or it could be popcorn once a week. See how I went back on that? But anyways, you get the gist. I feel like with that, you are able to really even offer your own contribution offering into spirit and say, look, I am taking this seriously, and this is what I'm doing, and this is how. See the other person's point of view. That is the last thing I would advise you to do right now, which is really funny, but when you think about it, I feel like what your healing needs, what your heart needs to heal from right now is, yeah, I don't feel like you need to take other people's point of view that's been in your life, but maybe even perhaps people's point of view of people that are great examples to you, or people that can help you or lend assistance or role model, right? So I feel like that is going to be a thing with you. But maybe even just seeing, I'm going to get clarification on that. Yeah, persistence. Oh my gosh. I feel like this reading is totally for me. Look at that third eye beaming with all that gold. So don't give up, persist, just because I say popcorn only one night a week and I do it 2 nights a week. Look, I just made a mess. Yeah, it makes us kind of like want to give up. So that persistence right here, and the Hierophant, this is about committing to a cause will give you great victory. What? Yep, it will give you a connectivity to other people. It will take you out of wandering or feeling listless or even being left out, not being sure what the heck am I doing with my life, that kind of a thing. How do I heal my heart? Feeling like everybody else can be warm in there. It reminds me of the story of the little match girl, by the way. If you don't know it, look it up. It's a great story about the little match girl that kept lighting matches to see a family at a feast in a window to the point where she lit her last match and then she didn't make it. But we're not talking about that. So anyways, this right here, I've never even seen this right here. Material happiness and success. The 9 of Cups. Nope, 10 of Cups. Nope, yep, 3, 6, 9, duh. Okay, 9 of Cups right here. This is your wish, like being granted. So persevere. You'll have people cheering you pretty soon, but not just yet. You have a lot of options. Choose wisely. You know what to choose. You know what to choose. You didn't come here for that at all. But look, in choosing, you have an arm extended to you and extended to help you out, okay? So do your due diligence, let things roll off your back, continue swimming into safety. And when you think of all of your choices and options, including eating and the company that you keep, just keep in mind that you want something that is better for you. And is this like a vibration that is healthy, hopeful, and loving for you? So you might have people that get angry about it. I feel like this is like a creature that's kind of upset and looking, but that's too bad. You know, you have to take care of you just the same way that they've taken care of themselves their whole lives. So that is what I have for you. If you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Until next time, much love to you, pile number 3. Namaste.